Alright, yo, what's up, welcome to another video, and in today's video, we are going to be giving our opinions on some movies here. We're reacting to save one movie from each year, from 1975 to 2025. Movie quiz. We're going to be giving our movie takes, and I saw, I'm Dante do this, and I just seen the thumbnail of it, and I thought, hey, why don't I do it too? You know what I'm saying? Why don't I give my movie opinions out there too? Which ones would I say from each year? I know at some point it's gonna get tough. I think again, I haven't really seen the video, so I don't know what movies they're gonna be putting on here. So let's see. From Quiz Beef, shout out to Quiz Beef. Save from each year. I'm also gonna put this in, like, I don't know, 1.25 speed or 1.5 speed and 1.25 speed. All right, 1975. We got Jaws. Okay, I know Jaws is very iconic. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Jaws here. That's really the only one I know. Now, I think I've seen Jaws before when I was a kid, but I just know that was scary. It was scary as heck. So I think I'm gonna go Jaws here. 1976. Rocky. Oh my gosh, bro. Taxi Driver. The Outlaw Josie Wales, and Carrie. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, Rocky got it, bro. I'm gonna have to give it a Rocky, bro. I grew up on Rocky. Bro, as a kid, I watched Rocky, bro. 1, 2. How many movies are there? I think there's like 3 movies or something like that. Bro, Rocky. Adrian, bro. So iconic, bro. And then the stairs scene that he's running, everybody's just following him, bro. It's so iconic, man. Bro, Rocky's just so... I gotta give it a Rocky, bro. That one, I actually, like, I grew up watching Rocky, man. Which is weird because it came out in 1976. But, when I used to visit my biological father, he had a bunch of movies. He had all the movies, man. And I used to watch a lot of these as a kid. So I'm giving it to Rocky. 1977. We got Smokey and the Bandits. Never heard of it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I've heard of that one before, but I've never seen it. And then The Spy Who Loved Me. And then we got Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Now, again, I've never seen any of these, so I'm going to have to give it a Star Wars, because that's the one I'm most familiar with. So I'm going to give it a Star Wars. 1978. Ooh, we got Halloween. Ooh, Superman. Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke, and Grease. I feel like people are gonna go with Grease, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a superhero guy, so I'm gonna have to give it a Superman. But again, I haven't really seen any of these, so I'm gonna have to give it a Superman. All these older movies I most likely have not seen, so I can't really give like a valid opinion on it. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really give a valid opinion. It's just based. Right now I'm just basing off my opinion on what either I would most likely watch or find interesting, or I mean the only one that I probably have seen maybe when I was younger. So I'm gonna give this one a Superman. Mad Max. Ooh, Alien. Apocalypse Now. Oh, Rocky 2. I'm not gonna lie, just because I've seen Rocky 2 and I haven't seen the other ones, I'm gonna give it to Rocky 2. Again, Rocky is iconic. Bro, I watched these movies as a kid. I absolutely love the Rocky movies. So I'm gonna give it a Rocky 2 on this one. Alien could be a close second, though. Raging Bull. Ooh, The Shining. That one is iconic. Star Wars Episode 5. The Blue Brothers. Dang. Okay, I've never seen any of these. But the thing is, I'm familiar with Star Wars. And I'm familiar with The Shining. The Shining is a very iconic horror movie. And Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, that one is also pretty iconic. I'm going to have to give it a Star Wars again on this one. I'm gonna have to give it a Star Wars. Just because I'm not a huge fan of horror movies myself. The Evil Dead. Ooh, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones, Escape from New York, Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. I'm gonna have to give it a Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to give it to Indiana Jones. Got Blade Runner. E.T. I seen E.T. before. So I'm gonna have to give it an E.T. on this one. Wait a minute. First Blood? Bro, that's such a throwback. Yo. Okay, that one, that's another movie I saw as a kid. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was this movie with Sylvester Stallone that I've seen where he was like an army guy or whatever. I think it was called First Blood, and yeah, I think I've seen that movie before. But I've also seen E.T., which is pretty good. Oh, I don't know. It's between E.T. and First Blood. E.T. was like a staple though. I'm gonna have to give it to E.T. on this one. I'm not gonna lie. Again, based off ones that on these movies that I've seen personally. Scarface? That's so iconic. Star Wars Episode 6? Sudden Impact. And The Outsiders. I'm gonna have to give it a Scarface. Now, I've never seen any of these movies here, but I know how iconic Scarface is, so I'm gonna give it a Scarface on this one. Ooh, I've seen the Ghostbusters. I've definitely seen that one. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. The Karate Kid! Oh no. The Terminator! Oh no, now it's getting really hard. Now it's getting really, really difficult. Dang, bro. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom in its entirety. Because I've seen Ghostbusters in its entirety. I've seen the Karate Kid in its entirety. I don't think I've seen the Terminator though. As a kid, I don't think I've seen the Terminator. So we're gonna have to rule out those two. And between Karate Kid and Ghostbusters, I think, which one do I like more? Which one would I pick more? This is so difficult. This might be a hot take. I'm not gonna lie. This might be a hot take. I know Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. Bro, the Ghostbusters. Bro, I don't know. I just remember the Ghostbusters better. I remember the Ghostbusters movie more. And so I'm going to have to go with Ghostbusters on this one. Again, based off of the ones that I've seen from these four movies. I'm going to have to go Ghostbusters. OG Ghostbusters. 1985. We got Back to the Future, which I've never seen before. The Breakfast Club. The Goonies, I've heard of the Goonies before. Rocky 4. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, gang. I'm gonna have to give it a Rocky 4. They made 4 movies. I didn't even realize they made 4 movies. I know I've seen like most, or I've seen all of the Rocky movies, but I forgot. I haven't seen them in over like 10 years at this point. So it's been quite a long time since I've seen any like Rocky Balboa movies. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a Rocky just because I've never seen the other ones. Which is kind of crazy. I've never seen Back to the Future, but yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a Rocky on this one again. 1986, Top Gun, Highlander. I might have to give it a Top Gun. Oh, Aliens, Big Trouble in Little China. Okay. Probably I've never seen any of these. I'm not gonna lie. I might give it to Aliens. I'm gonna give it an Alien on this one, but I know Top Gun is probably really good. 1987, RoboCop. Okay. Evil Dead 2. Predator. The Lost Boys. I think I've seen a little bit of the Predator, so I'll probably give it to the Predator on this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to the Predator because I haven't seen the other ones. Beetlejuice I have seen before. Akira, Rain Man, Die Hard. bro, it's just so iconic, bro. Akira is just so iconic in anime, bro. I'm giving it to Akira, bro. Akira, one of the most iconic animes of all time, bro. Back to the Future Part 2, The Batman, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I'm gonna have to give it to Batman. Giving it to Batman! Again, I haven't seen Back to the Future, so y'all can't blame me, alright? I don't know. I'm not aware of, you know, how good that movie is. So we have Edward Scissorhands, Goodfellas, Pretty Woman, Home Alone! Home Alone. I'm giving it to Home Alone. Sorry, Home Alone is too goated, bro. Every single season, you watch Home Alone, bro. Every single Christmas season, you watch Home Alone. It's just like Mariah Carey's, like, All I Want for Christmas Is You song that comes on every single year. It's an iconic staple of the holiday. Bro, so is the movie Home Alone, bro. That is an iconic staple of the holiday season. Ooh, we got Hook. I think I've seen Hook before. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Point Break. Interesting. The Silence of the Lambs. I've never seen that one before. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to give it a Hook just because I think I've seen it before, and it has Robin Williams, bro. Robin Williams is tough. Bro, I think Terminator 2 is a close second place. Reservoir Dogs, Aladdin. Okay, Unforgiven. Bram Stoker's Dracula. I'm gonna have to give it to Aladdin on this one again, just because I've seen it. Like movies that I've seen will be more of a bias towards ones that I haven't seen, unless I know that, like me personally, I know that they are like the movie is like so iconic, even if I've never seen it before, but I know how iconic it is, just from word of mouth and stuff. But in this case, I think I'm gonna go Aladdin again, just because I've seen it before compared to the other ones. 1993. I think when we get to like 2000, like in the 2000 range, is where I'm gonna know most of the movies, because I don't know, I'm a 2003 baby, and I started watching movies since I was like 3 years old. So like, bro, I was there. Like, what was it? 2012 or something like that. Not 2012. Excuse me. 2008, 2007. When the first Iron Man movie came out, I was in the theaters, bro. I was in the theaters watching the first Iron Man movie, bro. Like, I've been watching movies since I was really young. I was 4 years old, bro, when that movie came out, and I was watching it. So, yeah, I'll definitely know more movies like past the 2000s. So before the 2000s, I've only seen, not that many movies from back in the day. But we have the iconic Jurassic Park. We have Groundhog Day. I'm familiar with. We got Tombstone, and we got Schindler's List. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Jurassic Park on this one. I loved dinosaurs as a kid, and I watched all of the Jurassic Park movies, which actually, from the original trilogy of Jurassic Park, my favorite one is the third one, because it had a Spinosaurus in it. It had the battle of T-Rex and Spinosaurus. That was my favorite scene. We got the Shawshank Redemption. We got Pulp Fiction. That one's iconic. Forrest Gump. The Lion King? Nah, bro. Okay, I know how iconic Pulp Fiction is. I know how iconic that movie is. But I've seen Forrest Gump and I've seen The Lion King. I'm going to have to give it a Forrest Gump, because Forrest Gump is also very iconic. But I'm gonna have to give it a Forrest Gump. I need to watch Pulp Fiction at some point, though. I want to watch that movie. We have Braveheart. Never heard of it. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Never seen it. We got Friday. Ooh, GoldenEye 007. At this point, I'm going to have to go with one that I'm most familiar with, and I'm going to have to say Friday. I'm going to have to give it a Friday. I'm more familiar with that movie. I've never seen any of them, but I'm more familiar with Friday due to memes and clips and stuff like that. So, I'm going to have to give it a Friday on this one. We got Independence Day. Definitely heard of that one. Ooh, Happy Gilmore. I think I've seen that movie. Mission Impossible, the first one. I'm not gonna lie, bro. For me, it's between Mission Impossible and Happy Gilmore. I've never seen the other two. I'm gonna have to... This might be a hot take, but I'm gonna have to give it to Happy Gilmore, because, again, I've seen it, and I've like remember it more. And again, as a kid, I've also watched a lot of like comedy movies, a lot of like those funny movies and stuff. And I've seen I watched a lot, and I mean a lot of Adam Sandler movies as a kid. And I remember Happy Gilmore more than Mission Impossible. But I will not be surprised if we see Mission Impossible multiple times in this video. So I'll definitely pick Mission Impossible at some point, probably. But Happy Gilmore, I'm picking Happy Gilmore on this one. 1997, Men in Black. Oh, that's fire. The Devil's Advocate. Titanic. The Fifth Element. No, I'm gonna have to give it Titanic, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry, bro. I would have picked Men in Black if Titanic wasn't on here, but I have to give it to Titanic. It's just too iconic, and I've seen it before too. I've seen it before. And yeah, bro. I'm gonna have to give it to Titanic, man. It was a tragic story based on a true story. Like, have to give it a Titanic. The Mask of Zorro, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. You got Rush Hour. Oh wow, and Blade. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, there's for me personally, it's no content. Like, it's like, again, I grew up with comedy movies, bro. Rush Hour. I seen the first Rush Hour movie. I have to give it a Rush Hour. I'm sorry, I have to. The Mask of Zorro is probably good. Blade is pretty iconic. I have to give it a Rush Hour, bro. I have to. I just liked those movies more. Rush Hour. I'm giving it a Rush Hour. I absolutely love that movie. Fight Club. The Matrix. The Mummy. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I'm gonna have to. I think I've seen The Mummy before. The Matrix is pretty iconic. Star Wars is iconic as well. I'm gonna have to give it to The Matrix on this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to give it to The Matrix. Based off of what? I have no idea. But I'm just gonna give it to The Matrix. Okay, we got The Gladiator. Ooh, we got American Psycho. The Patriot. And Castaway. Interesting. Okay. For me personally, it would have to be between The Gladiator and American Psycho. But I'm gonna have to pick American Psycho for the memes. All right, I'm gonna have to, for the memes that it has. Like, I'm gonna have to give it to American Psycho. Even though I've never seen any of these movies before, I'm gonna have to give it to American Psycho. All right, 2021, Lord of the Rings, Training Day, Shrek, Ocean's 11. That's difficult. That's actually very difficult. Because Shrek, again, as a kid, I grew up with Shrek too. Obviously, as a kid, you grew up with cartoons and movies and stuff, especially in the early 2000s. And I definitely grew up with Shrek, loving Shrek. I also watched Lord of the Rings, and, you know, amazing trilogy, bro. Amazing trilogy. And I'm going to have to give it a Shrek on this one. I've never seen Training Day. So I'm going to have to give it a Shrek, again, just based off of nostalgia and, like, just, you know, what I have personally grew up and seen and liked more. Because I didn't see, like, Lord of the Rings until, I think I watched The Hobbit first. And then I watched, like, the Lord of the Rings series. I think that's how I saw it. And I'm pretty sure I saw those movies after, like, Shrek and stuff. So but I'm going to have to give it a Shrek on this one. I'm going to have to give it a Shrek. Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. I don't even care what other movies are on this list, bro. It's Spider-Man. 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 Yeah, Spider-Man, bro. Spider-Man. Too iconic. Now my birth year. Lord of the Rings. The Last Samurai. Pirates of the Caribbean. And Kill Bill. Bro, all goated movies. So hard because I know how iconic, like, the Kill Bill franchise is, like Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is, but I've seen the Lord of the Rings. That's the issue. I've seen Lord of the Rings, and it's also very good. So, and it's the Return of the King. I'm gonna have to go with Lord of the Rings on this one. I actually want to watch the Last. I don't think I've ever seen the Last Samurai. Tom Cruise. Or I've never like really heard of it. So I'm gonna have to check that one out. 2004. Oh my gosh, bro! National Treasure. I remember watching that movie. The Incredibles. Spider-Man 2. No. Okay, we gotta break it down. Troy, already out of here. Not even in the conversation right now. Bro, National Treasure. I remember watching National Treasure. Like, I've seen that movie multiple times, bro. If I'm not mistaken, that is the movie where he, like, searches for this, like, ancient artifact and, like, does the whole journey stuff. Like, I believe I've seen that movie before. However, I don't think it holds a candle to The Incredibles and Spider-Man 2. Now, it is between The Incredibles and Spider-Man 2. However, when it comes to Spider-Man in the OG trilogy, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, this might be a hot take, but I prefer Spider-Man 3. Okay? Spider-Man 3 is my favorite out of the trilogy. Therefore, I'm going to have to give this one to The Incredibles just because it's so freaking good. And it took them 14 years, right? 14 years to make a second movie. So I'm gonna have to give this one to The Incredibles, even though I absolutely love Spider-Man 2 as well. Like, I absolutely love Spider-Man 2, but The Incredibles is just, I just have to give it to The Incredibles, bro. It's such an amazing animated film, like one of the best animated films of all time. Maybe the best. I don't know, but I have to give it to The Incredibles. That's a very hard choice though, because Spider-Man 2 is, I love Spider-Man 2 as well, but I just prefer Spider-Man 3. We got Constantine. We got another Star Wars. We got V for Vendetta. And we got Sin City. I've never seen any of these, so I'm gonna have to give it to Star Wars. I've never seen any of them. I'm gonna have to give them to Star Wars, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, Casino Royale. 007. 300. Night at the Museum? The Departed? Yeah, bro. Again, I grew up with Night at the Museum, bro. I love that movie. I remember watching that movie multiple times, bro. And again, I grew up on like comedy, like funny-esque, like funny type movies. So I'm gonna have to give it to Night at the Museum. There Will Be Blood. Super Bad. I've heard it. Transformers! Yeah, it's over. It's over. Yep. Transformers. Transformers. What, bro? Do y'all know how much I love the Transformer franchise from Michael Bay? Bro, y'all have no idea how much I love these movies, bro. Transformers 1 was my shit! Bro, that movie was so good, bro. Bro, Transformers, bro. Bumblebee, bro, literally because of the first Transformers movie is why my favorite car is a Camaro. Bro, my favorite car is the Camaro, bro. And it's all thanks to Bumblebee. No cap, bro. No cap. Iron Man. Oh, Kung Fu Panda, no way. No! What's the fourth one? There's no way. This is probably the hardest lineup. Well, I don't know, bro. Because for me, it's between Iron Man, Kung Fu Panda, and The Dark Knight. Bro, this is so hard. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to rule out Kung Fu Panda on this one. Although I absolutely I love the Kung Fu Panda movie, and I literally have that on DVD. I actually have the Iron Man, Kung Fu Panda, and the Dark Knight all on DVD. And I actually watched the Kung Fu Panda movie not too long ago as well. But again, as me, myself, and I am a superhero lover, and I love, bro. I was literally there in the movie theaters for these three movies. Again, we're ruling out Tropic Thunder. I've never seen it. I know it's pretty iconic though, but I've never really seen it. Um, so the other three movies, I literally was in the theaters when the all these three came out. I watched them all, and I've watched all of them multiple times throughout the years. Like throughout all these years of my 22 years on this earth, I've seen all three of these movies multiple times. Um, Dang, but again, it's gonna have to be between Iron Man and The Dark Knight. It just hurts. This hurts. This really hurts because bro, this hurts, y'all, bro. This hurts. I love Iron Man so much, but I'm gonna have to give it to The Dark Knight. I have to. I have to. That movie is just too. It is probably one of the most iconic and actually one of, if not the best superhero movie, or Batman movie of all time. Um, and like I've probably seen The Dark Knight more times than I've seen Iron Man. Um, yeah, yep. I'm gonna have to give it to The Dark Knight. Yeah, I have to. My favorite Batman movie. I have to. Yeah, The Joker. Yeah, yeah. I have to. I have to give it to The Dark Knight, guys. I have to. I absolutely love Iron Man. Kung Fu Panda's a goat. Dark Knight takes it though. Dark Knight. Inglorious Bastards, Star Trek, Avatar, and Watchmen. Okay, so the only one that I've seen from this lineup is Avatar. I'm familiar with the Watchmen, and I'm somewhat familiar with Star Trek. So I'm gonna have to give it to Avatar. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Avatar just because I actually saw that one in theaters, and it was pretty good. And I really do love Avatar. So I'm gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to choose Avatar in this one. How to Train Your Dragon, Inception, Black Swan, The Book of Eli. Yo. Okay, so the only two that I've seen from this lineup is The Book of Eli and How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, I've never seen Inception and I've never seen Black Swan before. How to Train Your Dragon was pretty iconic, pretty good, like pretty amazing movie. In fact, I remember the thing is with How to Train Your Dragon, I remember the exact day I watched it, aka when it came out, the Friday that it came out, because I remember it was a Friday because I remember that it was after school that I watched this. And the thing is, I remember this day so much for some reason because it was the same day that I had lost a tooth. And it was at school and I was scared to, like, my mom wanted to pull out the tooth, but I was so scared I didn't want it, and I was running around the classroom, and she said that if she lets me pull the tooth out, we can go watch the How to Train Your Dragon movie. And after like 10 minutes, I was like, okay. She pulled it out and we went and we saw the movie. I remember that day to a T. But I've seen The Book of Eli as well. Really amazing movie. And again, this came out in 2010. So the fact that if y'all haven't seen it yet is a crime. Which y'all could probably say the same thing for Inception or Black Swan, but spoiler warning. The Denzel Washington, the one who plays the main character, he was blind the entire movie, which was a plot twist I didn't know. Obviously, it caught me by surprise. And it was just an amazing movie. So Book of Eli or How to Train Your Dragon is very, very difficult. But as a 22-year-old adult male, I'm gonna have to... I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, this is difficult. How to Train Your Dragon or The Book of Eli? I'm gonna have to give it to the... I want to give it to The Book of Eli, bro. I want to. But just because of how much I remember when I went to watch How to Train Your Dragon, and it's also like really good. It's such a great movie. I'm gonna give it to the Book of Eli on this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to give it to the Book of Eli. Just because I was thinking of the other How to Train Your Dragon movies, and I do like the other ones as well. I really like the other ones. So and there's only one Book of Eli from my knowledge, I think. Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, Drive, X-Men First Class, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Damn. X-Men First Class or Mission Impossible. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to give it to Mission Impossible. Yeah, I have to give it to Mission Impossible just because when it comes to X-Men, the movies are good, but they're not, like, for me, they're not that top tier. So I'm gonna have to give it to Mission Impossible. I love X-Men though, like X-Men First Class. I do like the movie, but yeah. Django, the Avengers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Avengers. Yeah, Avengers. Yeah, Avengers. I've seen The Hobbit. I've seen Brave. Avengers. I don't think I've ever seen Django. I've seen a lot of clips though, and I know what the movie's about. And there's also a lot of memes that come from that movie as well. But I'm gonna have, bro. Avengers are so iconic. One of the most iconic Marvel movies of all time. Some may say, the best Avengers movie or top, top 2, top 3 maybe. I don't know, but Avengers. Yeah, Avengers. I'm picking Avengers. The Wolf of Wall Street. Never seen that movie. World War Z. Never seen that movie. Man of Steel. Or The Conjuring. Okay. So, the only movie that I've seen on here is The Man of Steel. Now, I know how some people feel about The Man of Steel not being very good or whatever the case is, but I don't like horror movies, so The Conjuring is out of here. The Wolf of Wall Street is a very adult movie, so I've never seen that one before. So that one's out. And I've never seen World War Z because, again, it's like a thriller zombie movie. Not really much of a fan of zombie movies, so I've never seen that one. So I'm going to have to give it to Man of Steel on this one. Guardians of the Galaxy. I absolutely love that movie. No, John Wick! Guardians of the Galaxy. I love it. I love Guardians so, bro. The first movie is one of my favorites. And so is John Wick. Okay, this is my thinking. If Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, because I personally really like Guardians 3. I think if I were to put them from, 1 to 3, I really like Guardians 3 the most, then Guardians 2, and then, Guardians 3, Guardians 1, and then Guardians 2. I don't know. I love John Wick, though. I love John Wick. I love John Wick a bit too much, I'm not gonna lie. And I recently saw the first movie as well. And I also have John Wick, and I have the Guardians of the Galaxy on DVD as well. I've never seen Interstellar, and I've never seen Whiplash, so don't come at me. But John Wick and Guardians of the Galaxy. The thing is, they both have 3 movies, right? Well, no, technically John Wick has 4. And I love, John Wick, I love all the movies. I love all of them. They're all amazingly great. But I can't say the same to Guardians. Not that the Guardians movies are, really good movies. It's just the consistency of them. Again, Guardians 1, amazing. Guardians 2 is also pretty good. I don't really get the hate for Guardians 2. But I know that it is not as good as Guardians 3, but I really like Guardians 1 though. John Wick. I'm giving this one to John Wick. I have to. John Wick. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see more Marvel movies, so it's all good. Mad Max. I've always wanted to see that movie. I've never seen it before. Okay, so I've never seen Legend. I've never seen Mad Max, which I would like to see Mad Max actually. And I've never seen Sicario either. I'm gonna have to give it to Jurassic World just because that's the only one I've seen. And again, I love dinosaur movies. So again, y'all may think this might be a hot take. Y'all might not like Jurassic World. I'm pretty sure a lot of you might actually pick Mad Max Fury Road. But again, because I've never seen it before, I can't, you know. But I know how iconic it is, though. That's the issue. I know how iconic Mad Max is. Mad Max Fury Road versus Jurassic World. The thing is, yeah, Jurassic World is the only one that I've seen. And I really like that movie, too. I really like Jurassic World. And the thing is, like, the Jurassic movies that came after Jurassic World are not... It just gets worse. I'm not gonna lie. Again, plot-wise and everything like that. So, this Jurassic World is just the best one out of, like, the trilogy. Or whatever it was. And again, I would like to pick Mad Max because I know how iconic it is in the movie world, but I've just never seen it. Hey, y'all gonna hate me on this one, but I'm gonna pick Jurassic World. I know if I've seen Mad Max, I'd probably pick it, but I have to go with Jurassic World just because it's the better one of the one that came after. We got Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Woo! Yeah, Captain America Civil War. I'm sorry. Such an amazing movie. I've seen that one multiple times. Yeah, Captain America Civil War. I have to go with that one. Captain America, yep. I saw that one in theaters too. Bro, seeing that one in theaters when Spider-Man came out. Oh my gosh, so iconic. Get Out. Dunkirk. I heard that was a good movie. Logan! Yeah, Logan. I'm sorry. I don't care what you have to say. You at home, I don't care what you have to say. Logan is if not one of the best X-Men movies of all time. I don't care what you have to say. I've seen this movie at least 5 times. I love this movie. I love Logan. Oh my gosh, bro. The emotional how I felt. Even though I've never been a fan of... I've never been a huge fan of, like, X-Men. I've always been a fan of superheroes in general and, Avengers and stuff like that. But when it came to the X-Men, I've never gravitated towards it as much, except for Wolverine. I absolutely love Wolverine as a character and as a superhero. And just Logan, finally another standalone Wolverine film. I'm going with Logan. Bro, I love that. I love it. I love how emotional it gets. Bro, I just love Logan so much. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Avengers Infinity... There's no contest here. Avengers Infinity War. No contest. It doesn't matter what other movies came out this year. Avengers Infinity War got it. I love A Quiet Place, though. Damn! Yeah, I mean, Hereditary is... I've heard it's really good. One of the best horror movies, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Mission Impossible Fallout was really good. I really, really like that movie. I remember watching it, too, like, around the same time. Or not the same time, but, like, a bit after Infinity War. Because, as you can see, Infinity War came out in April, and Mission Impossible came out in July. So just, like, what, 3 months. I remember watching Mission Impossible Fallout. Really good. I really like that movie. A Quiet Place I saw. It's actually one of the first, like, thrillers that I wanted to see. Because, again, I don't do really good with, like, horror movies or thrillers and stuff like that. But A Quiet Place was one that I genuinely wanted to see. and it's a really good movie. However, not as good as Avengers Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War, I think, blows these three out of the water, bro. No questions. No questions asked. The Joker. The Irishman. Now, I know how good the first Joker movie went. Or how you know the first Joker movie is. I've never seen The Irishman. I've never seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm gonna have to give it to Avengers Endgame just because I love Avengers Endgame so much. Just the duality of Infinity War and Endgame, bro. A perfect ending to the Infinity War saga, and got me coughing up, bro. I'm gonna edit that out. Avengers Endgame. Holy cow! I'm gonna have to pick Avengers Endgame, just because I love the movie so much. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. One of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. Sonic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a Sonic on this one. I've never seen the other three movies. Yeah, Sonic, especially because of the big redesign they did, and they actually listened to the audience. And the first Sonic movie is pretty good, so I'm gonna have to give it to Sonic. Dune, got Nobody, Spider-Man: No Way Home, No Time to Die, 007. Bro, this just makes me think, like, bro, I need to watch more movies. I've never seen Dune. I've never seen Nobody. I think I've seen No Time to Die, if I'm not mistaken. I might have to watch that one again. But I'm going to have to pick Spider-Man No Way Home. I have to, just because of how much hype it was, and it's just an amazing movie. I absolutely love Spider-Man No Way Home. And because I haven't seen the other ones, I'm big Spider-Man on this one. But that just tells me that I need to watch more movies. I need to watch more movies outside of the superhero genre. Okay. Ooh. Y'all might hate me for this one, bro. Again, I'm a superhero guy, bro. I have to go with the Batman, bro. The Batman was such an amazing... I absolutely love the Batman movie. Again, hot take, I think the Batman is on par with the Dark Knight. I'm not even lying to y'all. To me personally, it's on par with the Dark Knight. If not, I would probably put the Dark Knight slightly above the Batman. But still, the Batman is really, really good. I've never seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. I've never seen Top Gun Maverick or Bullet Train. However, I know that Everything Everywhere All at Once won an award. Top Gun Maverick was super hype. Everybody was so excited to see it since the first one came out long ago. And I know Bullet Train, there are a lot of memes that come from the Bullet Train I've seen. So, yeah, all of these movies are so great and amazing, but the one that I have seen, the Batman, I'm gonna have to go with that one. That one was just too good. And Batman is my favorite superhero, so I'm gonna have to go with that one. Oppenheimer. Ooh, I love that movie, Mission Impossible. I'm gonna have to go Mission Impossible on this one. Killers of the Flower Moon? The heck? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Mission Impossible on this one. Although Oppenheimer was literally award-winning. Barbie, definitely as well. Everything between Barbie and Oppenheimer. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to go Mission Impossible just because I've seen it and I really like that movie. I'm gonna have to go with that one. But I do have to watch Oppenheimer at some point. Dune Part 2. Gladiator 2. Okay. Nosferatu. Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, bro. Y'all probably hate me at this point, bro. I'm gonna have to go Deadpool and Wolverine. I absolutely love that movie. It was such a fun joyride. And again, I have not seen these other movies, so Deadpool and Wolverine. I need to watch Dune though. I want to watch Dune. Sinners. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Superman. Jurassic World: Rebirth. I'm surprised they didn't put Fantastic Four on here. But I feel like a lot of people are going to go Sinners. I have never seen Sinners. That's the only movie I haven't seen in this lineup. But I know how good, I can just tell how good the movie is. But I've never seen it. I probably should. I'm not going to lie. But I've seen Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. I've seen Superman, and I've seen Jurassic World: Rebirth. And I'm pretty sure we can all probably agree that Jurassic World: Rebirth, it's probably out the list at this point. Because a lot of people probably didn't like that movie. I did. Again, I'm a sucker for dinosaur movies, so I think it was better than Jurassic World trilogy, to say the least. I definitely like the Rebirth one better. But and also has Scarlett Johansson. I have a soft spot for Scarlett Johansson. All right, you can't blame me. All right, it's ScarJo. All right, Scarlett Johansson. All right, but again, it's based off of the movie itself, so I have to rule that one out. Superman was a really good movie. I really do like Superman. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. I'm gonna have to give it a Superman on this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to give it a Superman. Really good movie. But I think if I were to watch Sinners, I'd probably pick Sinners over all of these. So yeah, Superman it is. Superman it is. Yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. This video is probably like freaking 30 minutes long, but I don't know. But that's gonna be it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. What movies are your favorites? Which movies would you have picked over other ones? And how did I do? Bro, this video just made me realize that I need to watch more movies. I have not seen a lot of movies, I guess. Or not as many as I think I did. So yeah, as y'all can see, I prioritize superhero movies, I guess, or action movies. I tend to lean towards more those types of things. But yeah, if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.